What's up? My name is Eric Butler. This channel is called Report and Opine, and from Pix11 News, New York City already has 2 safe injection sites where people can safely, according to them, use illegal drugs under medical supervision in case they overdose. Now, Mayor Eric Adams says we need more of these sites as part of his new mental health initiative. Under Adams' plan, New York City would have a total of 5 overdose prevention centers by 2025. Now, right on cue, just as we saw an article out of San Francisco where the supervisors say, well, yeah, of course we want to arrest the drug dealers, but more importantly, we need to make sure that the drug users have a safe place to use their drugs because, like I always say, New York and California literally read from the exact same corruption playbook. So less than a week after San Francisco says, and we hear this, it happens, every single thing they just recycle every quarter or so. Every couple months they come out and say the same thing, right? Oh, reparations, climate change, criminal justice reform. They always just repeat the same talking points, but they do it at the same time as though their overlords, their masters, their handlers are telling them, this is what we're back at the top of the order. So you need to start repeating this talking point once again. So they're not going to really try to stop the drug use. They're not going to set up some sort of rehab facility. They're going to set up a facility to the point where you can literally be on the brink of death and we'll bring you back. That way, we can continue to ask for more money because obviously that's what it's always about. In the San Francisco story, London Breed says, well, we just need more funding so that we can get more centers, blah, blah, blah. It's all an absolute scam. This much is painfully obvious to me. I don't know how more people don't see through it. But let's see how, as I like to call him, Black de Blasio is claiming that they need more safe injection sites to keep people from overdosing, right? Again, we're not going to shut the border. We're not going to stop we're not going to get to the root cause, as the establishment shill hacks like to say. We're just going to sort of stop it at the pass so these people don't die and we can continue to use them as a wedge to launder money, allegedly.
We also support the opening of more harm reduction hubs and
It takes him 2 seconds. More harm reduction hubs. They are good at this. It's crazy how good they are at manipulating the language. What you're talking about is a junkie den, and he's saying harm reduction hub, right? Gender affirming care. Oh, you mean snipping the junk off a little boy? They get away with it every single time somehow.
Those prevention centers.
They are words Sam Rivera never thought he would hear echo through the halls of government.
Look at this hack. I think this is a pharmaceutical juice earring. These are the people who are in charge. These are the people we're celebrating. We just saw another story of them decriminalizing sex work, and that's another euphemism, the Democratic dystopian doublespeak sex workers. And then the lady comes out and says, most of the sex workers in my district are undocumented transgender women, meaning most of the hookers in her neighborhood are illegal men dressed up as women. And now we have this guy wearing how much more can you submit to the establishment by wearing a pharmaceutical earring? You people are just the worst.
Government. Rivera runs the first 2 recognized safe injection sites in the country in East Harlem and Washington Heights. At his facilities, users can do their illegal drugs under the watchful eye of someone to save their lives with oxygen or naloxone if needed.
Of course, and there it is, naloxone. They love that Narcan, they love that naloxone because they are also part of the pharmafia, as I like to call them, right? So these people want nothing more than to literally have you on the brink of death, and then they're going to claim that they saved your life. This is, I don't know who in their right mind is still buying this, right? Like, who looks at this and says, yeah, these people really have my best interests in mind? No, it's just catering to junkies, just like they cater to criminals. Well, they did. Now you have to take your mask off to get into a store, but that's a completely different story. This is just so weird. It's just so weird how they get away with this. Nobody in their right mind, nobody who takes a split second to think about this is going to say it makes sense. But they're going to pretend, and they create their facade. They create their completely false reality because everything that they say just becomes true. Just The fact that they said it makes it true, and it doesn't get questioned. You don't get to prove. They don't have to prove what they're saying is correct. It just by way of them saying it makes it true, and that's how they get away with everything, and that's how they manipulate the language and continue to destroy cities and arguably the entire country at their own pace. It's a managed decline that we're seeing clearly.
Needed.
This is 4 milligrams of Narcan.
Rivera says they've reversed.
Okay, I'm sorry, but yes, Narcan. Do a deep dive into that. I've been screaming about Narcan for years because when you look into it, you'll realize that it is largely funded by George Alex Soros and the Open Society Foundations. I always forget if it's Open Society's Foundation or Open Society Foundations, but it's the same thing. And this is their product, right? This is their yellow top. This is what they're moving. So they're going to pretend, it's free to you, but imagine the backdoor deals that the government is taking on this stuff, that they're laundering. They're doing something. I can't prove it, allegedly, but they're pushing this so hard, pretending. They're putting up billboards. Oh, use with a friend, carry Narcan, right? Pretending that they're saving your life, but really they're just dragging you to the brink of death so that they can control your every move, and you will not be able to question any of the disgusting things they're always doing.
First 750 overdoses in the last year. Now he will help support the goal of adding 3 more sites in the next 2 years for a total of 5 across the city.
People are primarily self-medicating mental illnesses and trauma.
Dude, this guy is wearing Rona shot earrings. I mean, does it get any more predictably establishment than that? He's pretending like he's really helping the downtrodden folks. No, you're manipulating them, and you probably crawled out of it somehow and then cut a deal with the mayor. Who knows what's going on? Nothing is off the table. The truth is constantly stranger than fiction.
Which may be why Mayor Eric Adams made the announcement as part of a sweeping mental health policies. But it's the focus on those overdoses that won praise from those like former City Council Speaker Christine Quinn, who now runs the largest network of family shelters in the city.
We are seeing increasing rates of substance abuse. We're seeing increasing rates of our staff having to engage and use Narcan.
I wonder why. Do you think that because you manipulated people for at least the past 3 years, that they might be a little, unstable? Because you were telling them that they can't go outside, the air was deadly, you can't go to a grocery store, you can't go to work, your kids can't go to school. Do you think that might have had an effect on them? These people are, I'm speechless. It's just so disgusting. It's so despicable. It's so manipulative. And they can't, this is some of the most malicious political pandering I've ever seen.
And the plan earned scorn from Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis, who has often spoken out against safe injection sites, arguing they are bad for the neighborhoods they're in.
And seeing their quality of life deteriorate, they're seeing crime increase, they're seeing all sorts of illegal activity and drug use in open air, not necessarily just in the center, and they need to be closed.
And in explaining how he's going to pay for all of these initiatives, the mayor says there are some city dollars earmarked for it and some state dollars are coming, but he wants a lot more money from the state and the federal government.
Oh, surprise, surprise. He needs more money to cater to the junkies, allegedly.
And that may be an uphill battle when it comes to the overdose prevention centers specifically.
Wow, these people are despicable. Let's take a look at some of the comments, all right? For the love of Baby Yoda, will someone please come out and tell us we're on the stupidest episode of Punked already? If this guy is in for how many more years? There you go. Top comment, they know. How about instead of safe injection sites, building detox sites to help people get off drugs instead of encouraging drug use? These people should run for office, but they can't because the establishment is too strong, especially in New York. There's no way. It's over. It's already completely controlled. It's ruled. It would take hot kinetic conflict to get these scumbag politicians out of New York. I can guarantee it. I lived it. I saw it. I could see it. I saw it from the bottom to the top. There's no way around it without heads rolling. I'm sorry. I know that sounds extreme, but there's no way you're stopping the political establishment in New York. They have their talons in way too deep, right? Like a Republican's going to come in and clean it up. Nope. Bro, there are a lot more things that have to be handled. Using drugs is a personal choice. All right, I guess, whatever. How is this helping people? Yeah, so people know. People know. This woman doesn't. Hello Kitty 1972. Yes, that's exactly what we need. More places for people to... Okay, so she's being sarcastic. Yeah, everybody knows. Nah, they're making legal crack houses only in America. This is just disgusting. People know. People know. But somehow they keep doing it. They keep getting away with it. My mind is bottled like when it gets all in a bottle. I can't understand how they keep getting away with this. And every single time you see this story, whether it's New York or San Francisco or even somewhere else, at the end of it, they're always going to say, they're just going to ask for more federal funding, which of course is not going to go to anybody who needs it. It's going to get filtered through the pockets of bureaucrats all over the place. A couple of pennies are going to trickle down and the junkies are still going to be all over your city. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe.